Okay, everyone. So I think I'm going to get started here. It is Monday, January 6th, 2020. It's our first webinar of the new year, the new decade. Thank you all for tuning in. And today we're just going to go over ways that kvCORE can allow you to automate some of your follow-up. This will be especially relevant for leads that have come in from a property boost or from an open house or something like that, where large amounts of leads have come in and they're really to you kind of just a name and a number and an email. You don't know them personally. They have clicked on something and opted in to let you know that they are interested, and you just want to kind of put them into a system and let the system follow up for you, so you can continue to focus your time on all the other busyness that real estate offers. So this will kind of, we'll kind of go over different ways to go through your leads and let kvCORE just kind of do the work for you, helping you get the most out of what they offer here with kvCORE. So real quick, let's just go through kind of what we'll go over. We're going to go over smart campaigns for property boosts, and we'll go over behavior alerts. We've gone over those in a previous webinar. How behavior alerts can really kind of help you follow up with your leads and stay on top of them. And we'll also go over briefly that we'll look at how kvCORE has a default smart campaign for open house leads that have come in through using the kvCORE open house app. So let's dive in. The first one we're going to go over is the property boost smart campaigns. So as you all know, within your kvCORE smart CRM, you have the capability of attaching hashtags to all your leads, and this is extremely important. It's a really good way to keep your leads organized and to further uniquely identify them beyond having them be part of your sphere or a prospect, the lead status or them being a buyer or a seller lead. The hashtags are a way to kind of really uniquely identify them. And those of you that have done property boosts in the past know that property boosts automatically associate a hashtag with each lead that comes in through the property boost. Two hashtags, actually. One of them being, I'll just click on this one lead as an example. One of them is usually something along the lines of PB or property boost, and it's got the date, kind of like a unique code to it. And it's also the other hashtag associated is this. It'll say hashtag PB, and then it'll have the address. So that's how you know that the lead came in through the property boost, and this is the property that it is associated with. So what you can do is you can go into, once you have all your leads coming in, you can go into Marketing Autopilot and select Smart Campaigns, Start a Campaign. And you can take kvCORE's default new buyer lead campaign and clone it. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to say we want this campaign to start when we have a new let's say this is for our PB 123 Oak Street folks, because we are running a campaign on that. Add the trigger. Oops, I'm sorry. Since we already had this in. Okay, so we're going to have this be our trigger for the campaign. We're there for buyer leads. Let's name this just property boost buyers. So that way I know kind of exactly which campaign this is. I want this to run. I don't really want to lock it just in case I want to make any changes. I'm going to make the description system default for buyer leads whose status is new lead, I'm going to say, and come in, whoops, come in through property boost. Okay, I'm going to hit next. It's going to go over. It's going to say this is going to start when the hashtag PB123 Oak Street tag is added. They're going to be buyer leads. They're going to be property boost buyers. There we go. So I'm going to clone the campaign. And then what I can do here is I can kind of scroll through and I can look at the campaign actions and see which ones I might want or don't want in there. I might say, okay, the second day I don't want to call them and leave a voicemail, so I'm going to take that out. You have the freedom to remove things. You also have the freedom to add an action. You can add an email, a text, or anything like that. Or you might just want to roll with it, let the system do its thing, send out texts, send out emails, schedule calls with these buyers, and let's just let it roll. So activate it. And again, what you can do is, we've done webinars on this in the past, but what you can do is you can click on this edit button and you can read what the email might be. So if you're like, oh, what is this first initial email, what's it going to say? You can click on it here and you can decide if you want to keep it or not. Then you can kind of adjust it. You can say, I want this to run on the 4th day or the 2nd day, whatever. But so you have the freedom to make the edits yourself. And so it's ready to roll. So what will happen now is, as we've set it up, all leads with the hashtag PB123 Oak Street will be automatically started on this campaign, and they will be getting stuff from you. Now, this is in addition to all of the other things that come in with being a property boosted lead. When a lead registers as a lead from a property you've boosted, they'll have search alerts activated as well. Also, a side note, as you can see here, what might have to happen is since this lead is already in and they already have this hashtag, I might have to manually add them to the campaign. So the way you do that is you just you type in your hashtag and you'd find all those leads. And you select all, let's say there's 15 of these. You just hit more actions. Where is it? Add campaign. And you select your campaign there, add it to them. Now, the only reason I did that, as you can see here, campaign, and it's got the touch points that are going to come along with this campaign. The reason I did that, I had to do that manually, was because this lead already existed with that hashtag. If you set this up before any leads come in from your boost, all those leads will be automatically added to that campaign. So I only did that because this lead was already there. Another kind of, if you plan on boosting a lot of your properties, you can set up a smart if you want to use this, if you want this to be your system and you're good with these smart campaigns, just doing your touches for you and then, kind of waiting for the results to happen. Having everything just go on an automated system. You can make a smart campaign, but just do it with a hashtag of PB. So something generic like that. And that way, when you get all these leads that come in through Property Boost, you can just add a hashtag PB, like something generic like that, update it, and then they're automatically added to this generic campaign that you've added. So you don't have to go in and do it every single time you don't have to go in and recreate a campaign every single time for one specific address. You can just do one for Property Boost that's just PB. And then every single lead that comes in, you just add the hashtag PB, and then they'll be added to your campaign automatically. So that's another really, really nice way to kind of automate your property boosted leads. Any questions about that? Feel free to let me know. And as you saw earlier, when I added this, it shows the touch points associated with that campaign. So a new task was added. It's going to send out a text to this lead. It's going to schedule a call for me. If you want to view other touch points, you go here. You can see all it's, they're going to get an email from me tomorrow, all this stuff. This is the entire campaign. And again, if you might go through this and you can change it for just particular leads, you might say, okay, I don't want to call and leave them a voicemail. 10 days from now, I'm going to remove this touch point. And you can just do that. This is all within your leads profile here. So moving on to behavior alerts. As we've touched on earlier, I'm just going to show you, we're just going to go over these real quick because these are a good example of lead follow-up. Is if you have a lead that came in through a boost, or they came in from viewing your website, or it's a lead you know well that has been getting search alerts from you, and they've been viewing properties, they've been very active. You can automate these search alerts that are based on their behavior. So if they visited your site 5 times in the last week, they'll get an email and a text from you. If they've viewed 5 properties, and it kind of does the work for you. You know what I mean? So you can get someone that says, hey, good to see you're viewing the site. I've got a list of properties on the market. Can I send you some of those? What's your price range? All that stuff. If they favored a property, if they've viewed properties 3 times, like if they're really interested in one particular property, kvCORE will track all this and send stuff out on your behalf. So really, once you get things kind of up and cooking and you're sending stuff out, the system does a lot of the work for you. You just kind of have to be mindful of when they respond to you so that you can actively respond. So there we go. Also, once you start to engage with them, you can kind of shut down your CRM's automated activity to them if they're on any campaigns or alerts or anything like that, because you're going to be communicating with them on your own. So you might not want the generic stuff to be going out to them, but that's a different, that's once you're on the kind of the second step here. So that is the behavior alerts. And if you really want to learn more about behavior alerts and how to manage them, how to how to go, because they're already activated for most folks, but just make sure that they're active, and that anyone who is getting alerts from you and they're really active, make sure that these are all activated so that they're getting stuff from you. And they don't think that they're looking at properties that you're sending them and you're just ignoring them. So they'd be like, oh, great, my realtor is really on top of things. So that's a good way to have kvCORE help you stay on top of it and follow up quickly. Last thing is real quick, just open house. If you have been using the kvCORE open house app, and we will do that, that'll be another webinar for a different time, but I know that a lot of our agents use the kvCORE open house app, and there actually is a kvCORE smart campaign just for that purpose. So as you all know, kvCORE tracks the source of all the leads that come in, and that one of them being open house. So here's the kvCORE open house smart campaign. That's of course is a buyer campaign. It's really just like, right after they get a text from you that says, hey, it was a pleasure meeting with you today at our open house. Let me know if I can help you with anything in your home search. Give me a call anytime. The next day they get an open house follow-up email, and then there's calls scheduled. So it's a 120-day plan. Eventually they get changed to a sphere. But it's a really good way to follow up automatically. So for those of you that use the open house app, this is like perfect, because you really just have to host the open house, and then let the system kind of do its work. And then once they start responding to you, you can go from there. But again, you can also change these. You can change these templates as well. Like you might want to say something more specific about when the offers are due and things like that. But again, use the open house app. Make sure that this campaign is active so that all the follow-up is done for you. And if you do have an open house where you got a ton of leads that came in, this will make your life a lot easier. If you do host an open house, then maybe there's only one or two people that come. Maybe you think you might be able to handle that follow-up on your own, but the system can kind of do a lot of that work for you. So that is our webinar for today. Short one, but it's an important one about how kvCORE can allow you more time to kind of get your real estate stuff done, and not have to worry about touching your leads as often as you know are necessary. So thank you for tuning in. If you want to meet with me, as always, give me a shout, and I look forward to our next meeting. And next Monday we'll do another webinar. And once again, thanks for tuning in, and have an awesome week.